Welcome to WYCE's Community Closeup, our weekly public affairs program we produce along with the Rapidian, our hyper-local news service at the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. Community Closeup brings you diverse perspectives from community leaders here throughout West Michigan. And it's WYCE station manager Phil Tower in studio with a welcome return visit, I should say, from Brian Elvey, Executive Director at Guiding Light Ministries, and also David Matteo, Director of Development Communications with Guiding Light. Everything we talk about, just about everything, is at guidinglightworks.org. Or so much to talk about, including, and here's the teaser for later in this conversation, a wonderful concert event that you are going to want to be a part of. There are still tickets for sale, and it's a big fundraiser for the programming at Guiding Light. It's called Guiding Light Live, and it's February 21st. I'm not going to tell you anything else until we get through with Brian talking about why this all happens. First of all, Brian, for our radio listeners, Brian and I have known each other for a number of years. I think it's important to let our listeners know you are, how do I say it, Brian? Are you an alum? You're a graduate of the program at Guiding Light?
Yes, I went through the program, proudly went through the program years ago. And now you're running the joint. How those things happen. You got to love it. I don't know, you gave me a look that maybe you're a little surprised.
No, I'm not. I just think, there's a phrase that says, man plans and God laughs, and boy, is that ever true. Innovative recovery for men and women. It is very different. For full disclosure, I had the opportunity to work with you and a lot of the people at Guiding Light on a podcast that was all about the recovery process, and learned about your really powerful recovery program, which includes, it just blew me away, life coaching, spiritual direction, therapy, support groups, camaraderie like I've never seen, and it's a really special place. And you got to experience that firsthand. It still probably surprises people when they hear how you do it at Guiding Light, right?
Yes, and it's actually, in my memory, I'm going back to a time that we had, you were there, I think even well before the podcast days, and you had lunch, and I didn't know who you were, and I don't think you knew who I was. I think I might have even been in the program at that time. And I remember thinking to myself when you were asking questions, like, why does this person even have any interest in my life? Because I just, at that time, felt there was not much hope and not much could happen with where I was at and how I was kind of showing up in life. And I can remember thinking just like, why does he even want to talk to me? And man, if it's not for people like yourself and other community members that just say, hey, man, you matter to us, and what's going on in your life? Just simple things like that can really just go back to what you mentioned, the camaraderie and community. So I was just thinking of that time as you were kind of reminiscing yourself.
I think that I remember that visit, and I'm going to be totally honest, Brian. I don't remember talking with you, but I do remember talking with people there, and I'm glad I came across that way, because I'm genuinely, I do this for a living, so I'm genuinely curious. And genuinely was impressed and touched with the men in the program, and still am. You guys do an incredible job on your website and your social media telling your story, and I hope our listeners here at WYCE will check you out. GuidingLightWorks.org. It is probably not what you think it is, and now you're doing recovery for women, which is something new. I'm just curious, can you talk a little bit speak into why you decided that was necessary to add that program?
Yeah. I think the big thing for us is there's a lot of great nonprofits in Grand Rapids and West Michigan, and they do a lot of great stuff. And for us, one of the key things was, how do we focus our strengths as an organization? Mm-hmm. And there's been different iterations of Guiding Light over the years. Most of it was focused on men, and even up till COVID, we used to have a back-to-work program. Emergency shelter has always been a part of Guiding Light. And then we decided, I became executive director, and in part of the interviewing process, I just said, listen, I think this is what the community needs. This is what we're good at. If you want to go with me, this is the direction I would go. And, luckily enough, I got that opportunity. And services like ours, meaning long-term, not reliant on insurance, and really it's for people that do want to change. And when I say change, I just don't mean put a plug in the jug or not use, substances that harm their life, but like they want to be a better version of themselves and live a more fulfilling life with purpose. Like that's kind of really what Guiding Light's all about. Mm-hmm. So I really felt like I wanted to offer this to women, and here we are, about getting close to a year and 3/4 into it, and excited to see. We've got 7 women in the program right now. We can hold 11 in the actual program, and then we have some housing for those women post-program, just like we do the men.
Yeah. And like you said, it's supported by donors. That's a huge piece of this. People who really believe in your mission, who really have seen the results. And I just want to go back to what you said. It is very transformative for these men. I saw it firsthand. These were not just people who had taken a step to sobriety. They were literally about, I'm going to rebuild my life. And I had the chance to meet some of them way after the fact, to the point where they were remarried like you. Family, kids, is like, what a concept. But what an incredible blessing. And also long-term sober living, like you said. You've got Iron House, which has been a thing for a while. That's basically a place where after the men go from graduating at your program, it's a long-term place to kind of reintegrate back into life. They pay rent. They're in support groups. They help out around the property. They're doing the thing.
That's true. I just got a huge smile on my face because you know us, and
I do know you.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, Doug, and I won't use his last name. Just I don't think he would mind, but you probably know Doug pretty well, and you talk about he's purchased a home. He went through the program completely and was at Iron House. I don't remember exactly how long, probably close to 1.5 to 2 years. Serious relationship, buys a home. I mean, and he if he had a choice in his spare time, he's the kind of guy now that would want to come down to Guiding Light and help out another guy. And that's not how he was when he came to us. I mean, he was very, like a lot of us, more self-motivated. What's in it for me? And I think he's a great example of, the real true meaning in life might be in this thing about how can I be of service to somebody else. And I've been blown away at some of the men and how they take that concept and run with it. Sometimes I think I need a little work there, but we see it happen at Guiding Light, and it's just so cool. And it seems like you have noticed something to that effect, and you've gotten to know some of those guys, and it's amazing. It's miracles. It really is truly miraculous.
Yeah, and it's something you need to see and experience for yourself. Again, guidinglightworks.org. You can get a real big feel for that at Guiding Light Live, which is the second annual Guiding Light Live benefit concert to fight addiction. This is a great opportunity to support the programs at Guiding Light and enjoy some great music. Our friend David Matteo is also in the studio with Brian Elvey, the executive director at Guiding Light. David is director of development and communications. He was the one who came up, or at least pitched Brian, right, on the idea for this live music event. And you've got a big one this year. Glenn Phillips, the lead singer and songwriter with Toad the Wet Sprocket, he's the headliner. You've also got 3 great songwriters in a round with Ralston Bowles, who you hear every Sunday in WYCE. Also Michael Crittenden, music producer, founding member of Troll for Trout, and Louise Coombe, who is from Nashville, a great Americana and folk artist and singer-songwriter. Pretty stellar lineup there, David. This is all at St. Cecilia Music Center on Saturday, February 21. And it's an early show.
Yes.
4 p.m., so you have plenty of time to, the doors are at 3.
Right.
Go there learning about Guiding Light. You can also see the show and then go out to dinner afterward. But you guys have got a lot going on. You've got a silent auction, a chance to meet Brian in person, and you're going to be there, right, Brian Elvey? You're not skipping out.
No, I will be there.
Yeah, Brian will be there, and seriously, if you want to learn about the program, there is a silent auction, and tickets are on sale. They're $60 each for general admission at guidinglightworks.org/live, or just go to the website Guiding Light Works. It's a great opportunity to not only meet Brian and learn more about Guiding Light Live. You're going to have your team members there, and just anything that happens from the silent auction to buying a ticket, that supports the program, right? That's basically it.
Yeah, and you can't go wrong at St. Cecilia Music Center. Such a beautiful venue, comfortable. We did it early last year because we did it on Valentine's weekend, and we thought, well, people are going to want to have their Valentine's dinner out. And we decided this year to keep it because it's just great. You come down, it's a winter afternoon, come downtown, be in that beautiful venue. This music is just so amazing. The Ralston and Michael are coming back from last year, and they tell these wonderful stories. They each do a song. They pass on to the next person. It's very insightful, fun, heartwarming, a lot of heartwarming stuff going on. And, yeah, of course, to have Glenn Phillips from Toad the Wet Sprocket, we're really stepping it up this year. We've got a lot of excitement around that, and I'm really looking forward, actually, to meeting him as well. So Eastern Avenue Church came in as our big sponsor this year. We always want to thank them because that helps us so much with the fundraising aspect of it as well. So, yeah, we really want people to come down. Tickets are selling well, but we still have a lot left. It's general admission, so if you get down there at 3, you can get a great seat, although there are no bad seats at St. Cecilia Music Center. Can't go wrong there. And then, yeah, we'll take a break in the middle after the round robin. You can go upstairs and check out an amazing silent auction. We've got a number of trips. We're going to have an art gallery this year. Reb is providing some artwork. Mick Carlson, one of our local artists.
Great artist.
Yep. So that's going to be, we try to make that silent auction really exciting. Yeah, please get online. It's really the ticket. That is not a high ticket price, $60, and it's going towards, all proceeds will go towards Guiding Light and transforming the lives of these men and women.
Guiding Light Live is Saturday, February 21st. Again, it's an early show, so you can do the show and then head out to dinner afterwards, 4 p.m. to 6:30, doors at 3 p.m. at St. Cecilia Music Center. Again, you want to get tickets because they are a fundraiser for Guiding Light at guidinglightworks.org/live. It's also important to point out, if you attend the concert and you go, man, I really love what you guys are doing, they're welcome to come down and take a visit, right?
Yeah, we love it when people come visit us. I think it gives them a sense of what's going on. The staff eats lunch with the participants, and it's really a awesome way to kind of interact with Guiding Light. And also we kind of challenge the people that visit and ask them some questions, and they jump right in with our lunch question. And just jumping back to the concert real quick.
Yeah.
Michael Crittenden and Ralston Bowles, when there was something magical last year that I didn't anticipate. Something meant something to them, and I didn't really anticipate that. It was like they kind of took something, and I felt like they latched on to their own deeper, and it just fit, man. Something happened, and I think it's going to happen again this year because they brought something that I didn't, mojo, I don't know what you call it, spirit.
Emotional, yeah.
I'm so glad you said that because I know both of those guys very well. I've known both of them for, I'm not going to say, it's over 30 years, a long time.
Yeah.
They are sensitive souls. Ralston has known a lot of life and known some very low lows and high highs. And same with Michael. Michael had some very serious physical and health challenges as a youngster. And he's a guy who is just has a giant heart. When they open him up someday, they're not going to find any other organs. It's just all going to be heart. And probably the same for Ralston. And I'm so glad you said that because that songwriter's round in the round thing is going to be really special. I mean, obviously Glenn Phillips' Toad the Wet Sprocket is going to be huge, but it's a special part of the show. They understand what you're doing, Brian Elvey and David Mattiel. they feel very much aligned with what you're doing and understand how important it is to support us. I'm really glad you said that. That's worth the price of a ticket alone. Come on.
Agreed.
These are artists that our listeners at WYCE know intimately well because we play them all on the station. Every one of the performers, from Louise Kuhn to Michael Crittenden to Ralston and to Toad the Wet Sprocket. We play all these artists on WYCE, and here's a chance to see them all live on one stage on one night. Again, Saturday, February 21st at St. Cecilia Music Center, Royce Auditorium, guidinglightworks.org. Is there anything I forgot, you guys, before we wrap this up, before we land this airplane and go tell people to get tickets?
Well, you brought up that David pitched me, and I will say this, like, I don't know, I had a hard time seeing this in come to life, and I was blown away last year. Just walked out of there saying, man, David nailed this, and I don't expect anything less this year.
You know, for us as a recovery program, I didn't want to do another gala. You know, obviously we don't like to do events with drinking, that type of thing. So this was real, let's try something different. And boy, I'll tell you, when the curtain went up and we started yesterday, I did get a little teary-eyed myself because it really all came together. And then I was most happy because I could tell the people that were there were really engaged and really enjoying it. So, and that's going to happen again this year, and we hope you're going to be there.
Again, shout out to Eastern Avenue Church. Real quickly, David, you got some other people you would like to lift up?
Thank
make
you.
This happen?
Absolutely. Some other big segment sponsors: Gilmore Collection, Hex Armor, Postman Wealth Management, Varnum, Fox 17, and Van Eerden Food Service. We want to just thank them as well. Thank you, Phil.
Yeah, it is a fundraising concert, and we know all about the fundraising thing here in WYCE.
Right.
So support these guys. GuidingLightWorks.org. David Mattiel and Brian Elvey from Guiding Light. Again, the concert Saturday, February 21st. We're over time, but who cares? This is radio, and this is an important thing. You've been listening to WYCE's Community Closeup, our weekly community affairs program, produced in partnership with the Rapidian, our hyper-local news service at the Community Media Center. I'm WYCE Station Manager Phil Tower. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.